Hello and welcome to the Piano Man podcast. So glad you could join us for our very first episode. My name is Adam James and today I'm honoured and privileged to have as my first guest Stevie J. Stevie J comes from England but now lives in the Netherlands where he is the head piano entertainer at the dueling piano bar Crazy Pianos in The Hague, Scheveningen. We talk all about his very early beginnings, Spain, Norway to the present day, in Crazy Pianos. If you do like this content, please do like and subscribe, as every week we have a new guest on our show. You can find us also at www.thepianomen.nl or TikTok, Facebook and Instagram. I'll leave the links in the description. Please do enjoy. Let's get into it. So, Stevie, thanks for coming, mate. It's awesome that you're
Adam
here.
James, I'm the guinea pig here. Oh, what am I doing?
The very first. It's funny.
I know the
because
very first.
You're the first person I actually met in Holland, first piano player.
Oh, good Lord, how long ago was that? Well, let's not go that far.
But you picked me up from the plane. Do you remember that?
No.
You did. So
I've picked so many people up from the
I
plane.
had no idea what I was walking into because I'd never done it before and I knew nothing about Crazy Pianos.
But you did it in Australia, did you?
No,
not?
never. I'd never done it before in my life.
Bloody
I
hell.
was a lobby bar player and a jazz musician. Yeah.
Oh dear.
So yeah, exactly.
No, there's
really.
nothing wrong with that.
But you know why I came is because I knew it was something I had to learn, and so I thought, oh God, no.
So how did you hear about this place then?
What, Crazy Pianos?
Yeah.
Through an agent, Gary Parks.
Oh, Gary Parks.
And Gary said to me, he said, Adam, look, I've got this gig in the Netherlands for you.
He didn't have the gig. He just knew someone.
No, right. And he said to me...
He got it through Brian.
Yeah, no, but he said to me, I've got this gig and I'm afraid to send you there because if I send you there, you'll probably never come back. And I was like, oh, really? I said, what is it? And he goes, well, it's dueling pianos, you know, the show goes on and you've got to play left-hand bass. And I was like, oh, God, yeah, I've heard about that. I really should learn how to do that. Let's go and learn how to do that. So
I do remember your first audition though.
Oh, it was pretty horrific.
You didn't want to play because people were in the.
That was when you were teaching me. Yeah.
No. Can we wait till they go? Can we wait till they go?
Yeah.
That was just excellent. I was like, good Lord, who am I dealing with here?
I was so green. It was incredible.
Yeah, well, at some point we all were.
Yeah, absolutely. But can you tell me yourself how you got into music in the first place?
Oh, when I was a little bitty baby.
Yeah, that's it.
My mama used to rock me in the cradle.
And that's it.
Basically. I mean, I was a bit of a crybaby when I was very little.
Yeah.
And every time music was being played, I was silent as a doormat.
Oh, so right, okay.
And it just so happens that, you know, that became my comfort zone.
Oh, right, okay.
And from there on, I mean, like I remember I was 6 years old. My mum bought me a guitar for Christmas because I started on guitar.
Oh, okay. Well, acoustic guitar.
She bought me a guitar for Christmas.
Yeah.
Second Christmas Day. I'll call it second Christmas Day because we're here in Holland. But you know, Boxing Day we call it back in the UK.
Yes. Yeah.
I sat on it.
You sat on it. What?
Yeah.
And you broke it, I take it.
Yeah, it broke me afterwards.
Okay.
But then, and then from 7 years old, I brought up in the church.
Yeah. What, like gospel church or?
Oh yeah, gospel church.
Oh,
then,
awesome.
Yeah, then I started. Well, yeah, from 7 I started having guitar lessons. Then I went to piano. Started having piano lessons and had private lessons as well.
Oh right, okay.
And I was during school years.
Yeah. Why did you go to piano?
I just found it a bigger range than a guitar.
Yeah, right, okay.
And it's not that I didn't like the guitar.
Yeah.
I just felt, you know, I could feel more, and like there were 88 notes, and you felt really big as a young kid, just like stretching your hands out over the piano.
Did you have an acoustic piano at home? Or?
Eventually, I did get one.
Right, okay.
I had an upright piano.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah.
And I was on there every morning.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I went through loads of exams and...
Oh, you did, what is it? What's the exams there? IBR, in Australia it's AMEB. But there's Trinity College of Music.
Yeah, there's all.
Is that what you did? Or the A?
Yeah, but there's an exam board. I mean, it's like private exam board.
So you did classical grades?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I went from grade 1. Normally you go up to grade 8.
Yeah, yeah.
I did get up to grade 6.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah.
But that was during a long time, so.
And, okay, so that's cool. But how did you get into piano entertainment?
Well, funny enough, I mean, back in school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, back in year 11 to 16. And, you know, some guys asked me, they knew I was into music. I think some guys asked me if I wanted to join a band.
Oh, yeah.
So, and these were the school guys.
Ah.
And I was the musician of the, you know, out of them all.
musician of the school.
So, you know, and they just wanted to create a band.
Yeah. But did you...
But and the thing is, they didn't know what name to call it. So there was like, you know, 6 guys, 2 girls.
Yeah.
So we called it 6 + 2.
That's a good name. And what kind of music was that?
Yeah, it was kind of poppy, funky.
Oh, okay.
You know, and just the thing started out, and you know.
But what about piano entertaining, though?
Piano entertaining?
Yeah,
well,
what
that
you
came
do now?
about a lot longer. So, I mean, I played with a lot of bands back in the UK with 6 + 2, you had Sequoia, and, you know, a lot of cover bands back home in the UK, and, you know, just doing the circuit.
Yeah.
And one of the girls from the band, she asked me, says, "Oh, do you want to do a duet?"
Oh, yeah.
So we, you know, went to some, you know, country place, you know, in Leicestershire.
Leicestershire, okay.
And somebody saw it. She says, "Oh, that's nice. Oh, why don't you take your stuff out to Spain?"
Yeah.
So we went to Marbella for a couple of weeks.
Oh, cool.
And since then, I didn't come back.
Right.
I mean, obviously, you know, the girl who I went with, she had different things that she wanted to do. So, and I thought, well, do I stick or twist?
Yeah, right.
So it was kind of like, God, this place is great. You know.
Yeah. So that was where you first got into piano entertaining in Spain?
Piano entertainment was in Spain, yeah.
So, yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
But then I was, you know, I was kind of accompanying someone all the time until, you know, we kind of went our separate ways.
And then you started doing your own thing.
I thought, well, you know, do I go back home or do I stay here? That's the first time I left home.
Yeah, right.
And then I just like, you know, because there was many piano bars out there.
Yeah.
You know, you had Old Joys, you had, what else did you have? You had Old Dukes, Old Joys, you had Sinatra Bar, you had Dee's Piano Bar, and, you know, it was kind of the piano bar scene there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, down in Marbella with all the big boats and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I mean, it's not.
And I thought, well, you know what? Why not just stick it out and see what happens?
Yeah, yeah.
So I ended up being on my own.
Yeah, right.
And then I went from there. So I started learning songs, and I started, you know, singing, writing down words in the books. You know, in those days, you had to write down the words.
Did, yeah, it's kind of how you learnt them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything went from there, and then I thought, oh, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, well, you know, after this stint, and then, you know, do I go back home? What do I do? And people saw me playing. Oh, yeah, you'll be really great out in Austria. I thought, I don't want to go to Austria. What's Austria? Never been there. And then it kind of clicked. He said, well, you know, why don't take what you love doing, what you enjoy doing, and go and see countries.
Yeah,
go and see different areas, meet different people.
That is the beauty of piano entertaining. Huh?
It is, you know, and it's one of those, it's one of those great stories.
And then you went to Norway and you did quite a bit there, didn't you?
Well, before I got to Norway, I mean, it was also, like I said, I went to Austria.
Yeah.
As like people see me and they say, look, they give the name and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you call the guy up and I said, oh, yeah, I met so-and-so and so on holiday. Oh, how are they? Oh, they're doing great. He says, yeah, I'm a piano player. I want to do a gig. Okay, great. When can you start? I went, like what?
Yeah, awesome.
The guy hasn't even heard me play, but he took their recommendation. That's how it worked back in the days.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
You know, it was
no
from
videos.
And you went from there, and then from Austria, I went to Italy, I went to Germany, I went to, you know, and then I ended up in Holland.
Yeah.
And then as for Norway, people heard about me saying, and, you know, especially in Spain, because then I did another season out in Spain. And there was a lot of people always coming, and also a lot of people from the UK.
Yeah, yeah.
agents and everything, they all go down there and take the luxury holiday.
Yeah.
He said, so, you'd be good out in Norway. Yeah. Who was it? Jack Fallon?
Oh, I don't know Jack Fallon.
UK-based agent.
Oh, okay.
Very, very old.
Okay.
Can't remember the name, but it was Jack something. And he's the first one who got me out into Norway. That's where I met Stephen Elliott.
How old were you when you were playing in Norway for the first time?
Good Lord.
Like in your 20s?
I was in my 20s.
Oh, your 20s, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And I remember I was actually in Spain. I met one Andy Anderson. I mean, God bless him.
Oh, yeah.
He's passed away.
Yeah, I've heard that name.
But that guy could hold a room. Bloody hell.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever state he was in, he could hold a room.
Okay.
And he engaged people, laughed with people, talked with people. That inspired me. And then, all the other cats that were there, just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you did Downtown for a long time too, didn't you?
God, where haven't I done it? I think the only place, I didn't go right up to the north of Norway.
Yeah.
I went as far as Bodø.
Oh,
So
okay.
I played in Oslo, I played in Bergen, Kristiansand, Trondheim,
Stavanger.
Bodø, Stavanger, where else? Haugesund.
Molde?
Molde.
Yeah.
Molde was one of my first places.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And they had the Molde Jazz Festival there.
Yes,
I
they
remember,
do. Yeah,
remember
I
it
played
rightly.
there as well, yeah. I liked it. It was a nice place.
So it kind of became like, that was also another home for me. So
Yeah, but I mean, really, from what I have known you, your home is Crazy Pianos in Scheveningen.
it is now.
And
It started off in Rotterdam.
Yes.
It started in Rotterdam.
It started in the small club, didn't it, across from the Irish pub?
That's correct.
Yes.
And like I said, the same thing. How I got there was like people who saw me out in Austria knew that this guy Robin was creating these crazy pianos and was looking for talent because he wanted to have an American dueling style piano because dueling pianos come from America, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But not only did he have Americans come there, he was looking for local talent. Somebody who I worked with in Austria knew that I was in Holland.
Ah.
So I had somebody call me and says, yeah, would you want to come for audition? I think I've been doing this so long. What audition do I have to do? I was kind of like that at the time.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, you know what? Let me go down there and see what it is.
Yeah.
And I've been there ever since.
Yeah, right.
And it's been there for a very long time.
So
and
you actually developed the concept with some guys from America, didn't you?
Did.
Who were the guys from America that you developed the concept?
Oh, Sam Leatherwood.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man, bless his heart. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Who else did we have? Jeff Smith.
Oh, yes, right. I've heard that name. So
what a character he was.
They were from Howl at the Moon.
Eddie Thompson. I mean, these are the three guys that I really got to know when I first got to Crazy Pianos.
Right. Are they all from Howl at the Moon? Is that the...
They were. I mean, it was in connection with Howl at the Moon because that's how it was a joint venture when it first started.
Okay.
But, wanted to have a... that's why we had the name Howl at the Moon on, together with what the European name would be Crazy Pianos.
Right.
And it just fitted the entertainment style that I had, and the character of what piano entertaining was, and not only just with one person but with two.
Yeah.
I mean, double the fun.
Yeah. With a drummer.
It didn't start off with a drummer.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, I did not know
Because the
that.
original concept was just pianos.
Right.
So basically, you have these two grand pianos, and like
Actual grand pianos.
actual grand pianos.
Oh yeah.
With strings that would start flying off everywhere. But anyway.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Classic. I did not know that.
Yeah, no, it started off with just piano.
Awesome. And
So
how did you find that compared to how it is today?
It's evolved.
Yeah. It's evolved a lot.
It's evolved a lot. I mean, there's your beat used to be the piano lid, which you used to smash against the side of the piano.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So you get everybody clap your hands, you lift the lid up. That's
That's awesome.
I remember from New Zealand, Jevon Clark.
Yes.
I mean, then he had this tambourine he used to tap on his foot all the time. And he's doing that and he's playing that. Brilliant. And there was a load of characters coming.
Hang on. How long ago was Jevon Clark doing that? Because I asked that because he was there when I was there.
Jevon.
Jevon Clark,
Yeah.
from New Zealand. So he was also there in the beginning?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, this is a long time afterwards.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. That's cool.
No, but we started with just pianos.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, no, so it wasn't really, didn't start off with a drummer.
Yeah.
Actually, it was implemented because what we used to do, then we used to do a piano show, and then we did the showtime and a changeover.
Yeah.
And we would change over just playing probably 2 or 3 songs with drums.
Yeah, right.
And a bass player, you know, all these cats were like multi-musicians.
Yeah, because Hans Forstenbos used to play bass, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I remember him telling me, and he got into playing piano.
Yeah.
It seems a lot of people have done that, haven't they? Come from either the drums or another instrument and
Well,
moved
yeah,
into
I mean, you know, most of my
piano.
influences are from the church.
Right.
You know, and, you know, I was more drawn to the soul kind of vibe and, you know, the expression of music in that way. And, you know, I took it on with the entertainment.
Right. Well, I mean, what I was talking about was a lot of the players or people that came into playing piano in classic pianos, well, a few, not a lot of them, but started on something else and moved to doing the piano thing, like Hans did.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like Jeff, he could play, he was multi-talented.
Yeah.
You have Jeff Smith, he was playing drums, he was playing bass guitar.
Yeah.
Myself also.
Yeah.
You know, was also playing drums, and, you know, we would just rotate around. And,
Yeah, because a lot of players end up playing drums and piano.
Yeah, there's a lot of good cats out
And the
there.
left-hand bass, when did that come in?
It came as an accident. I think we did have a keyboard on there, and I think because I was used to doing the left-hand bass with the keyboard on top of the piano.
Yeah, yeah.
I did that a lot before I got to Crazy Pianos.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you do that in Norway, you do that in Austria, you do that in Spain or whatever. Yeah. And it just so happened one night I just took the keyboard up, put it on the piano, and just played it.
Yeah.
And that's where it started to evolve from.
And do you think that changed everything?
Well, yes, it did.
Yeah.
And I think it was more of the effect that you needed a more fuller.
More like band-like.
No, I wouldn't call it band-like, but that's what it's turned into.
Oh, okay.
That you had more ambience.
Yeah, right.
In the room, so you had a drummer or you had, you know, a bass. You know, it wasn't just the piano. And yeah, I brought in these ideas. And
moving on, what can you give us some examples, perhaps, of how the good and the bad of this kind of job and lifestyle?
Oh, the good of the good of it. The good of it. Yeah, the good of it is you enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
You know, you connect. You know, you want to connect with people who come to see you.
Yeah.
You want to give those people your best night.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
And, you know, that's, you know, as simple as it may be, or even a simple song as it may be, to the most complex song, they want to be, you want them to be part of that. And that's the good of it. Yeah. The expectation, the going up on stage should excite you. It excites me every day. Yeah, I said the bad of it. Yeah, you're always working nights.
Yeah.
You know, and at times it can take something where you're always working weekends.
Yeah, yeah. So
you know, it can take your, you know, the regular people. I say regular, but you know, those 9 to 5s Monday to Friday, if I can put it like that.
Absolutely. Yes.
You know, who have a weekend off.
That's more what I was getting at. I think is that.
You know, your lifestyle is totally on the opposite side to them.
It is, yes.
You know, where they want to go out and party, you actually at the place where you want people to party.
Yeah.
Good and bad as may be.
It is, yeah. And if you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
Never again. Well, if I'm going to give myself a piece of advice.
Yeah. What would you say to yourself as a young, beginning out playing musician doing this job?
widen your horizon.
Right. Okay. That's rather cryptic. I reckon yourself will go, just piss off, will you?
Well, I'll explain. I mean, okay, growing up, I was brought up on reggae and, blues and soul.
Oh, yeah.
And when, you go somewhere else and you have to do certain other songs, you move over to a lot of other songs that you previously wouldn't even do.
No, right.
So it widens your horizon onto what music is out there.
Yeah.
And instead of having that kind of, this is my genre, or this,
Yeah, I hear you.
And with being a piano entertainer, you have to play a lot for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And what their music is instead of just what yours is.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing that it got me in being a piano entertainer. I mean, yeah. I'd never find myself, if I was back in the UK, I would never find myself singing Carly Simon, for example.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And singing in different languages too.
Or the Eagles. I've never heard of them,
Oh, really? Wow.
Until, Eagles, what are they? They've been going on for like the Beatles, of course, everybody knows. I mean, every British person is brought up on them.
Exactly, yeah.
But, there was just kind of things, and then you go through their songs, you learn the words, and you think, wow, this is something.
Yeah.
And it's from different types of music and different genres, and it just widens your horizon to just, it just makes you realize that the music world is so much bigger than just what you see it.
Yeah, your little likes and dislikes. Yeah, that's interesting. Speaking of which, Stevie...
If I can put it like that. I hope that's worked out okay.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
And I personally... I studied jazz, and then I had that, jazz police hat on. And I think as I got more and more into it, I realised that the purpose of what we do and what made me happy was making people happy. That's actually the basis of it. If people are enjoying themselves, I'm like, I'm doing my job. This is awesome. And it really didn't matter what. And I guess that's what you're getting at, isn't it? It's like you really need to...
Yes and no, because I don't see it as a... it's something that, something that you love doing, it never grows old.
No.
And that's the best way that I can put it, because if you look at it as a job, if I say the 9 to 5s, Monday to Fridays, they can't wait to get out the door and get to a bar, have a drink, and let their hair down.
Yeah.
We look forward to going out that place where people are letting their hair down.
Exactly, yeah.
Two different worlds, but
it is.
It's
so speaking
your stage becomes a magnet to you. That's the best way I can put it.
I'd love to hear you play something, Stevie.
Go yourself.
I'd have a seat at the piano.
No.
And
I'm just sitting here having a chat with you, man.
Come on, man. Let's hear you play. I'd love to hear you play, man.
What do you want to be playing?
Well, I've got a question for you, I guess.
Turn this back on again.
Let's see.
So you get to sit here and do nothing?
I do, mate. Isn't that lovely?
Sorry, that sounded a bit Londonish, didn't it?
You did then. I'd love to hear you play something that you're most comfortable with. Whatever it is that you like to play when you play. Not for people, okay? So this is I'm playing for myself.
Oh, don't get personal with me, man. We're talking about piano entertainers here.
We are, but even at the gig. Hit us up.
I mean, like one of the songs I love to start with is Sitting at the Dock of the Bay.
Oh, yeah.
And especially when you're in Scheveningen.
Yeah.
And you're by the piano and you can look out at the ocean.
Yeah. That's a classic, man.
Man. Sitting in the morning sun. Sitting till the evening comes. Watching the ships roll in. Watching roll away again. Sitting on the dock of the bay. I'm watching the tide roll away. sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. You know, one of my favorite songs is Piano Man. Come on, let me.
Yeah. That's awesome. What I love is your.
Sing a song, you're the piano man. That's what we do.
It is. It is.
You know what I say? How many times have you played that song? It's like, what night have I not played that song?
Exactly. At least 2 times. Huh?
Yeah.
But what I love about what you do is your interpretation. You have a really special interpretation. It's awesome. I love it.
It's bluesy, it's gospely, and you know that's my upbringing from it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
and it brings that to each song, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, you know, you can make it your own.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, try not. You know, I mean, one of the things as a piano player is not to divert too much away from it. But you know, I mean, if I do. As I like to play, so, you know, let's do this one. Said no woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Woman, no cry. Woo, yeah. No woman, no cry. You know, something like that.
That's awesome. Hey, tell us about this keyboard, because you have set this up. And it's awesome.
That took me a lifetime.
It did. Now, you brought a new life to this, because it sounded nothing like this when it came out. So
no, it didn't.
What did you do? How did you come about setting this up for us?
Well, the basic thing is, I mean, what most piano players will be used to is, okay, accompanying yourself. So, you know. So they wanted to have some bass, and they wanted to have either some synth, guitar, or you know, a bit of brass on the top. So you know, which sounds absolutely. So we've gone through a few keyboards before this one came along.
Yeah, I remember.
And this was the biggest hassle. And it was
why was it the biggest hassle?
Well, it was finding those nuances that warmed you to having a keyboard, or the reason to having a keyboard.
Yeah.
You know, we used to use piano modules before.
Yeah.
Or sound modules, sorry, shall I say. Used to use sound modules before, where we used to put them in there and just use MIDI. And, you know.
That was pretty, what, you didn't like it, or you did?
It was useful. It was useful. But then, you know, something like this comes along and you think, well, you give it a try.
Was that early days that you did that? Because I only remember the other Roland keyboard we used to use.
The RS5.
Yes.
And then you had the Juno D. I'm a Roland fan. Sorry.
Yeah, you are indeed.
Sorry, Yamaha.
Well, they're great, you know.
sorry, Yamaha.
No, they're great.
You know, we can exist together.
So,
okay.
Stevie, I have to ask, can you please explain your thinking behind your piano entertaining technique style? Like, how is it that you approach that?
Eye contact.
Okay, with the audience.
Yeah.
And how do you?
Are the audience watching you, or are you watching them, or is it both?
Yeah. Right.
You take your eye off the audience.
Yeah.
Who are you playing to?
Yeah. Yeah.
And one of the things that I try not to do,
yeah,
you know, you sing with, and I know a lot of vocalists like to do it, but as a piano player, you want to attract people. It's like you're talking to them.
Yeah.
Would you talk to them with your eyes closed?
No, yeah, that's absolutely true, yeah.
Would you not look at them if you were talking to them?
Uh-huh. But what about, I mean, for example...
So my entertainment is,
yeah,
it's not only audio, but it's also visual.
Yeah, right.
Okay, my body's not even worth looking at, but don't get me wrong.
I know what you're saying, but
it's you know, is there a presentation there? Is there, like, are you people warming to you for what you do?
Yeah.
You know, are you singing the song the best way you can? You know, are you connecting with people the best way you can? The best way to do them: 1, to look at them; 2, sing to them. or get them to sing with you.
Yes. So
it's all about. I think 50% of my work is psychological.
absolutely. Yeah.
And psychological is that presence.
Yeah.
You know, you see me with a long face, you're not going to come up to me, are you?
No.
You know, you see me smiling and you see me having a good time. Oh, hello, mate. Hello.
Yeah. I hear you.
You know,
yeah.
that warmness. But if you're not, you know, if I'm going to sing to you and sing like this, sing as the song, you know.
No.
Nowadays, forget it.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at yourself playing, they're looking at their telephone.
Yeah, I hear you. But as far as piano entertaining, getting people involved, what are some of the basics that you do?
Oh,
Yeah.
humor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not so much comedian-like, but it's also you want their attention.
Yeah.
Can you connect with somebody with something you say, something you sing? So there's always that challenge that you want to focus on. And so that's why I think for a lot of people who focus just on the piano, as great as a piano player you are, everybody expects you to play.
Yeah.
Everybody expects you to sing.
Yeah.
But do people expect you to connect with them? Doesn't always work,
No.
but that's your goal, to a point where you're drinking with them, singing with them, you know, and falling off the, you know, and falling off by the bar, a few hours later.
Yeah. But I mean, like, as in, I understand the philosophy, but what are some actual basic techniques that you do? Example. Humor. Okay, I got that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Oh.
Yeah, you know, you can do certain songs or you could do certain little bits where you think, oh, what's he doing now? You know, yeah, got you.
Yeah.
But you want the eye contact.
Yeah. I have a question for you, actually. Since Crazy Pianos use drummers, and I'm curious, what do you look for in a drummer that's playing with you? And if you had some advice for them, what would you say?
Less is more.
Yes, I've heard you say that many times. Yeah.
You know, yeah, I mean, understand where you're taking the song. You know, the idea of bringing in a drummer at Crazy Pianos was, you know, to back up the piano player.
Yeah.
Because, okay, not like with some of the other places where you're doing a one-man show or thing where you have a drum machine. Here, you're with two piano players and a drummer. So you are playing live.
Yeah.
You know, without an accompaniment keyboard or whatever. And one of the things is, you know, you want people to, you want to excel that song.
Yeah.
Or you want to excel that atmosphere. You know, and a drummer can give that push because it's also part of that ambience, the same as with, you know, having a keyboard or having a bass sound, as well as just instead of just a piano. So, you know, you want a drummer to accommodate you.
Yeah.
And obviously, when I say what I mean by less is more, too much can overcloud the direction.
Yeah.
Because they still want to hear you sing. They still want to see you play. They do, you know. And if you're only lost in what the drummer's doing, you know, you've lost that connection.
Yeah. I always think if I haven't heard the drummer all night, he's done a fantastic job. You know what I mean? It's
there you
I
go.
didn't even notice you were there. That's how good you are. Like,
Yeah, you know, like I said, Crazy Pianos has evolved. We started on just pianos.
yeah.
You know, then we went to, you know, for sound-wise and for maintenance of the pianos, we went to electric pianos.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, I mean, the days when Hans was playing bass, I was playing bass, and Hans was playing guitar, and everybody was playing every instrument possible. You know, we ended up using the keyboard. You know, and it's just that accommodation that makes the whole ambience a bit. Because if you're talking about a long night and just piano, no matter who you are,
Yeah.
you know, there seems to be, you know, they wanted to have that little bit of diversion.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, all of the, you know, the little dynamic in the room. You know, where you could not have the drums play and just sing a cappella and everybody sing with you. Oh,
Yeah. That's awesome.
oh.
I had another question for you. This one.
Good Lord, I got another one.
Listen.
Well, I'm just a gigolo, yeah, and everywhere. Yeah, go on then.
Okay. What advice would you give to new players wanting to get into this? How would they go about it in your eyes? What should they do to get into it?
What should they do to get into it?
Yeah, if just say someone comes in and they're like, I'd love to do what you're doing. How do I become a piano entertainer? Can you give me some advice?
Well, the one thing is, I mean, there has to be some skill on the piano.
Yeah, right.
You know, you really do have to know some basic piano skills. You know, even if it's, I mean, I don't solo as well as most of other guys do, but, you know, I can get away with tinkling a few songs. Accompanying yourself. Don't try to be too clever. Less, even for drummers, less is more.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah. Learn different genres.
Yeah, right.
You know, rock and roll was a big thing of Norway or Jerry Lee Lewis. You know, and you'd be up there, you'd be having your foot on the piano or whatever with some people.
But what about actually getting gigs? Like, how do you think a young person that has maybe got some skills, can play, got a repertoire together, what should they do to get gigs? To start looking about how to get gigs even?
I mean,
any idea?
Be by your local bar or
local piano bar, you mean? Yeah.
Not even a local piano bar. You can have a local bar or a local restaurant. You know, there's some beautiful restaurants around with just the piano standing there. Yeah,
right. Yeah. And so you're saying they should go in and approach these people about playing there, or
you know, do something for nothing, build up your repertoire.
Yeah.
The repertoire is one good thing because, like I said, you know, widening your horizon is the vast amount of songs that are out there that connect with so many different people and so many different ages. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So from that point, I mean, you know, being able to sing the song, you know, look after your voice, have a good vocal.
Yeah.
And just have that energy because you want to look at people, you want to entertain. Don't get buried in yourself.
I've got a really good question for you, actually. Do you have any crazy gig stories?
Do I have a crazy
gig story?
I remember I was doing a gig with 6+2 and I had this long white robe on. I was coming out and it was a bit of a false start, actually.
Right.
It was a bit of a false start. We all came out and like, I think the sound guy had gone to the bar and got a drink or something and he wasn't ready or he'd gone out and got something to eat. So we had to come back off. We came back off and I had these big sunglasses on.
Yeah.
So I came and walked off. I missed the step completely. Bang, flat on my face.
Did you break your glasses?
I don't know what I broke. I was like,
man, that can happen. So, Stevie, what would be fantastic?
You know, Ray Charles is also one of my big influences. Well, I heard about the fella you've been dancing with all over the neighborhood. Why don't you come me, baby? And didn't you think I should? I know that a boogaloo is out of sight, a thing a living thing tonight. And that with you and me, baby, I'll show you how to do it right. Do it right. Do it right. Raise your hands in the air. You know, these kind of things you do for entertainment. I say, you gotta do your hands higher. You know, all that kind of thing for entertainment. Twist that. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, baby. You know, and then, you know, you got all the dances going on. So you're going to get everybody doing the dances. These kind of songs like inspire you. I mean, people like Ray Charles.
That's awesome.
You know, do the twist. Everybody do the twist. And you're getting up everybody. Do the fly. Oh, do the fly. Do the bird. Come on, make a bird. Do the monkey. Do the boogaloo. What's a boogaloo? The Boney Maroney. Hey, you. Hey, Wild Tootsie. Hey, what's a Tootsie with you?
And what is a Wild Tootsie?
Oh, I've got no idea.
I have no idea.
I am still trying to work out Wild Tootsie.
No, that's a good one, that one. That's
But, you know, I mean, like...
That one always worked well.
I mean, films like The Blues Brothers were so inspiring, you know, with so many great songs and great characters. So,
Yeah, man.
So things like that, you can think, okay, where can I take this? Where can I take with just people clapping their hands? Where can I take with people just trying to sing along and it's like, you know, and everybody goes, oh, la, 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 Yuli. It's a pretty good crowd for whatever day it is. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you again. It goes on forever.
There's a few techniques right there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and how weird is it, like, so for so many years playing, that all of a sudden Sweet Carolina's come back into the fold of things.
What do you mean come back? When did it go away?
No, I mean, when I was playing, I mean, it's not as popular. It's popular now, but it's more popular now.
You know, it was
before.
re-released as a doof doof tune.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's probably what brought it back again. You know.
You know, we remember with the World Cup, it became the Louis van Gaal song.
Oh yeah.
When Holland was in the World Cup. You know, Louis van Gaal. You know, if you remember that.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
I don't think I was here then.
Oh,
I think I was in Australia. Yeah, that's awesome. Stevie, it's been awesome. I've been really good to hear all this stuff about your life and playing. And
No.
But what I would love is a last song from you.
Like I say, one of my inspired Stevie Wonder. And isn't she lovely? I got no idea. Isn't she wonderful? Oh, isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute all. I never thought through love would be. I make him one as lovely as she. Isn't she lovely? Made from love. Isn't she lovely? Made from love.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Man, thanks so much for coming and doing this. I really appreciate it. It's so
GFY.
Good, so good to do with you, man. Awesome. Really good.
What'd you say? GFY.
Do you have anything online at all that people can see,
No.
or is it all just...
Something will come of it. But, you know, I'm as you know, I'm working with the iPads with... because there's a lot of new music out there.
Yeah, man.
Or there's a lot of new way to produce music nowadays.
Yeah, there is.
And the iPads, I'll come back again and do...
yeah, man, for sure. Absolutely.
I'll go through
we have
it.
to do a tech
Yeah, we'll
one,
do a
for
tech
sure.
one.
Absolutely.
do a
Thanks
tech
for your
one.
time, Stevie.
GFY. Adam, it's a pleasure, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for joining us on our very first podcast. Please tell your friends and join us every week for a new interview with another international piano entertainer. Check out the links in the description for more information about the Piano Men. Until then, have a great week.